After a punishing week on the road, I, Ethan Caldwell, expected to coast into my sleepy suburban haven and face nothing worse than a stack of junk mail or a lawn begging for a trim. Instead, my tires screeched, and my coffee baptized my lap as I gaped at the carnage in my front yard. A construction crew was ripping my driveway to shreds, concrete splintering like cheap glass, rebar strewn like a toddler's tantrum. At the heart of this chaos stood Lorraine Baxter, the HOA's self-crowned queen, her arms folded, her smirk wide enough to swallow a small planet. She clutched a clipboard like a general overseeing a battlefield, her eyes glinting with smug triumph. Before I could even park, she strutted over, show-vying a fluorescent pink notice through my window. "Friendly notice," she purred. "Driveway enhancement, courtesy of the HOA's beautification initiative." She winked, as if she just handed me a winning lottery ticket. My jaw hit the floor as I watched my hard-earned concrete mangled by a backhoe. "You're welcome," Lorraine chirped, sashaying back to her crew, blissfully unaware she just poked a sleeping bear. What she didn't know, what would soon make her regret that clipboard, was that I wasn't just some homeowner. I was the county's chief urban planner, a walking encyclopedia of zoning codes and land ordinances. Lorraine's reign of terror was about to crash and burn. I stormed inside, my pulse hammering, and yanked my tablet from my bag. A few taps confirmed what I already knew. My driveway was mine, etched in city records under my name, my parcel, my address. Not a scrap of HOA turf, not a communal inch private property, untouchable. Outside, Lorraine's crew jackhammered like they were auditioning for an apocalypse movie. I toyed with calling the cops but dismissed it. Lorraine wanted to play HOA dictator? I'd toss her into the deep end of the municipal pool. That evening, as the workers clocked out and the street settled into dusk, I strolled to Lorraine's immaculate porch, where she lounged with her loyal minions, sipping Chardonnay and giggling about homeowners who dared think they had rights. Her smile turned to plastic when she spotted me. "Here to thank me?" she teased, her voice dripping with mockery. I handed her the property record, letting her squint at it under her porch light. Her grin flickered, but she waved it off. "Details," she said airily. "The board decided it's for the neighborhood's charm." I leaned in, my voice calm but sharp. "What gives the HOA the right to seize private land without a vote or legal process?" Her lips tightened, but she doubled down. "Leadership requires VY Shaun." I thanked her, my tone syrupy enough to choke on, and walked away, Leah VYing her cackling cronies behind. My blood boiled, but my plan was taking shape. By dawn, Lorraine had plastered the HOA's website with photos of her project, crowing about her VY Shaun for a prettier neighborhood. Neighbors, clueless, showered her with likes, blind to the fact that their yards could be next. I sipped my coffee, watching her pose on my ruined concrete like a conqueror, and kicked my plan into gear. As an anonymous resident, I filed a city inquiry about unpermitted construction on private property, guaranteeing a mandatory inspection. Digging into zoning laws, I hit pay dirt. HOAs altering private land without city approval faced crippling fines, restoration orders, even dissolution for misconduct. Lorraine hadn't just touched my driveway, she'd lit a match under her own empire. That evening, she showed up at my door, while VYing a backdated agreement to approve her work. I invited her in, poured tea, and let her drone about property values. When she finished, I tore her document in half, letting the pieces flutter to the floor. Her face froze, eyes bulging like a startled fish. "Consequences," she sputtered. I wished her a pleasant night and shut the door, my heart racing with the thrill of her unraveling. The next morning, jackhammers shook my house again, rattling my teeth. From my window, I watched Lorraine laugh with a worker, mocking homeowners who thought their deeds meant anything. I snapped photos everywhere, no safety barriers, unlicensed crew. A buffet of violations. On my laptop, I filed an anonymous municipal report, citing every statute her project broke, and attached the damning images. It was a kill shot. Investigation, fines, and a shutdown were now on the EVY table. Then I played my ace. As a planner, I had access to city archives, and I found a plat map proving my driveway's private status, backed by signatures and inspections. The HOA's bylaws demanded a 90-fan tram homeowner vote and city approval for such projects. Lorraine had either. At the county office, I notarized copies, building a case tighter than a bank vault. For good measure, I proposed rezoning Lorraine's pristine lot as a public utility buffer, exploiting her sloppy easement approvals. If it passed, she'd face restrictions: no fences, no landscaping without pricey permits. It was a slow, delicious burn. The neighborhood's online group erupted that night. Lorraine's posts pushed to expand her project, but cracks appeared. "Whose land is this?" neighbors asked. "Why no vote? Who's paying?" Her smugness was crumbling. I stayed silent, letting her dig her own grave. The next morning, city inspectors arrived, their clipboards out, cameras clicking. Through my blinds, I watched Lorraine, in a garish floral robe, storm out, demanding answers. They handed her a violation notice and a red stop work order. Her shriek could have shattered glass. She caught my eye, jabbing a finger. "This is your fault." I smiled, my voice buttery. "I thought the board had authority." Speechless, she retreated, clutching her phone, calling allies who couldn't save her. The fallout was glorious. A compliance officer, unaware I was a planner, called to detail the HOA's fines and restoration mandates for trespassing and unsafe work. I urged diligence, grinning ear to ear. The neighborhood turned into a construction circus: trenches, cones, no parking signs. Lorraine's lawn was torn up for fiber optics, her precious garden bulldozed for drainage. She raged at inspectors, earning more fines. Utility crews, armed with easements she'd ignored, brushed off her protests. At HOA meetings, I asked pointed questions, calm, surgical. "Who approved this? Where's the budget?" Lorraine squirmed as board members edged away, sensing her doom. A news crew showed up, filming her meltdowns. Their segment dropped a bombshell. The homeowner was the county's chief planner. Lorraine's scream echoed from her house, watering my grass. Neighbors petitioned for her removal, over 50 fan trams signing in days. Lorraine's desperate emails begged for support, but lawsuits loomed. Contractors sued for unpaid work, insurers probed fraud. She appeared at my door, wine bottle in hand, eyes red, mumbling an apology. I listened, nodded, and shut the door, stifling a laugh. The emergency HOA meeting was electric, the room packed. Lorraine's tearful plea blaming contractors, external forces, fell flat. Neighbors aired years of grievances, blocked driveways, ruined yards. I stood, voice steady, and laid out her illegal land grab, citing records like a prosecutor. The vote to oust her was 94 fan tram. She fled, sobbing, her chair toppling. An interim president took over, promising transparency. The city's probe snowballed. Contractors sued Lorraine personally, and insurers abandoned her, levying her drowning in fines. Her "for sale" sign went up, her lawn patchy, her house dark. She slunk off to her relatives, lawsuits trailing like vultures. The HOA issued apologies, scrapped her projects, and audited its books. My driveway was rebuilt sleek, solid, mine. A block party erupted, new neighbors mingling, kids biking, gardens blooming. As I sipped coffee on my porch, the street hummed with life, free from Lorraine's shadow. Her fall wasn't revenge, it was justice, urban planner style. Lay the groundwork, let arrogance implode. Touch my driveway, and I'll redraw your world.